Hey everyone, Emily Roberts here, Diamond Gold Ambassador with Plexus. Super stoked to talk to you about Instagram and what that looks like. Okay, I want to work my business, I want to grow, I want to expand my network, I want to talk to strangers, I want to share everything that these products are doing for me. But I don't want to be annoying and I don't want to be salesy and I still have a story to tell and I still really want to talk about my kids and what I'm eating and the things I love. Okay, great. All good things, all good things. So, how can we do that on Instagram? Well, you're in luck. We're going to break that down. I have a very quick, short slide that I'm going to walk you through to answer those questions very thoroughly with some picture examples so you don't feel lost. The best part about that is that you can rewatch this training on my YouTube channel to make sure you are filling in all the gaps of growing your social sharing business on the gram. So let me go ahead and screen share with you guys so that we can get started. Okay, so here we go. Instagram is a place for you to add value and to network with strangers. I feel like it's very network marketing friendly as long as you are not a robot salesperson that loves business and that's really annoying, right? You are not that person. You are you, right? Jane Smith, John Smith. Whatever you are, that is what your Instagram should represent. Think of it as a personal brand. Here in the South, I'm from Texas, farmers brand their cattle. It's a mark of ownership. It's like a community thing. And your personal brand is very similar. You're inviting a community in by owning who you are and what makes you up to be the person that you are. And who are you? How can you add value to others' lives? Like, what are you going to talk about and what are you going to share? Well, that is exactly what we're going to dive into first is what makes a valuable post. You guys, stop using photos from Google. Stop copying and pasting other people's photos. Use your own pictures. Take the time to learn how to use an editing app like Adobe. Learn how to use filters and presets so that you don't look orange or like a smurf in every photo, but instead that your feed looks presentable. You want people to stop and be like, and they pump their brakes and they read your content and they look at your photo and they're like, yes, I want this. Okay, I love him, I love her, I want to get to know them, I want some more of that. Okay, and notice how I said valuable post, not good post. Okay, anybody can write a good post. I could give the phone to my 6-year-old and he could probably make a good post, but you want a valuable post. You want something on Instagram that makes people come back, that makes people click follow. Like one good thing, kind of like when you're fishing and you hook that fish right and you reel them in. That's what a valuable post is. Something that wants them to click the little save icon or to come back or maybe scroll through your current feed and see what else is out there. So how do you make a valuable post? Well, am I offering up value? Value to me is advice, maybe a life lesson, a tip, some fun facts, a recipe that you're loving. It's the beginning of the year, so a lot of people are sticking with nutrition and health and fitness right now, no matter what type of account it is. I'm here for it. They're offering value to me. They're sharing other recipes with me. They're sharing how to do at home workouts, right? So, are you offering up value? The third thing is, does my post match my bio? Your bio is that little blurb under your circle photo, right? You have your how many posts you have, how many followers you have, how many people you're following, and then there's like 150 characters for you to use in that space. Maybe you have nothing. Maybe you have lots of emojis or a Bible verse or a quote. Well, your bio needs to match your feed. And does your bio represent what is being shared below in your feed? In your post, your valuable post, are you using appropriate hashtags? Do your hashtags have anything to do with what you just talked about? Are you being creative? Maybe you have like a set series of 10 hashtags that you use, but like, what are some new ones you could branch out to? And then lastly, is your Instagram public so that if they do love your valuable post, they can share it to their stories or share it with others. Of course, they can tag people in the comments below, but they're not going to be able to see the account if it's private. And did the picture you use make them stop and want to read what you have to say? These are all such valuable, important things. And This is the beginning of building your brand on Instagram and creating a follower account and valuable content that people use and reuse and share and comment on. So, what do I do after I post on Instagram? Okay, so you have valuable posts going up and you're excited and you're feeling good about it. You're feeling confident about what you're sharing. So, obviously, retrace the steps in the first slide. Okay, can you check all those boxes off? Yeah, good, great, got it, cool. So, after you have made a post, you're going to share that post into your stories. There are some really fun ways to do that with cool backgrounds and uploading images and all that fancy stuff. That's another training for another time. I just want to show you the basics of how to add that post to your story. Again, your feed and your Instagram have to be public for you to be able to do this. And that story audience is completely different audience than the people that read your post. I know it's crazy, right? You have people that only get on Instagram to check out stories, and then you have people that get on Instagram to read and connect, right? It's pretty cool. You have two different networks here. But if you post in your stories, they know that you've posted something valuable on your feed. If you look to the left, you can see how to do that. I went to my post and I clicked the little arrow. If you look at the bottom photo, there's an arrow pointing to a little paper airplane looking thing. You're going to click on that. And then the top photo shows the white box that pops up. Add post to your story or send it to an Instagram follower. My mom and my husband are clearly people I send stuff to all the time, so they popped up first. But I want to add it to my story. Once I click add to my story, that's what it's going to look like there in the middle. It looks like this. And you can add GIFs or a poll or a frame around it, whatever that looks like. But share it to your story because that's a whole different audience. And once people have started commenting on your post, you might see some spam comments, people you don't know, maybe like DM to collab. You can leave those and ignore them. But everyone else I would reply to. And within the first 15 minutes, those first 15 minutes your post is up and who interacts immediately is what boosts your post and your account. This first 15 minutes is so important. Don't post something and then log out of the app. Make sure you are being intentional with when you post, when you have time to post. And do I have 15 minutes to reply to some people if they comment? Okay, yes. And then you can post on your feed at least 3 times a week, but in your stories every single day. Your stories are like little mini Facebook lives. They're little tiny videos where you can share other reels, other people's photos or posts, and of course your own content of like what you're doing about your day. Now, what should I do if someone direct messages me? You will see DM used a lot on Instagram. That stands for direct message. And you guys, don't panic. Don't panic, just reply. Have conversations with people. You can click on their name to view their profile and figure out, okay, do I know them? Because some people don't have their names as their profile. So you may be, okay, is that my aunt or is this someone that is interested in my business? Like, what's going on here? Well, if you click on their profile, you can figure out who they are and how to respond because we have different relationships with everybody, right? And if not, introduce yourself, thank them for following you, and start a conversation or answer their question if they asked one. And did you know that you can grow relationships this way? Turn on notifications for their posts and their stories so that you can DM them and the people that you're following. To the right, you'll see photos of what that looks like. I have my friend Trisha's Instagram pulled up. There's a little bell in the top right corner. You click on that, it's going to pop up. It'll say post stories, IGTV, and their live videos. What do I want to be notified about? If I want to be notified for her posts and stories, I'm going to click on those. They're going to turn blue. And when I go back to her profile, I'll see there's a little check mark on the bell. And that shows me that I am going to be notified when she is doing those things. Now, if I want to use this as a tool for following up and making sure I don't miss this, because sometimes I don't check my notifications all the time, but I do want to go engage and interact and get to know her. Well, look at the bottom photos. There's 3 dots in the top right corner. Click on those. And what pops up will say all of these different things: restrict, block, report, about this account, hide your story, all the things, right? Well, copying the profile URL and pasting it into the notes of your phone is such an easy way to keep a running list of potentials or friends that you are building relationships with right there in the notes of your phone. You know, are they a dream teamer? Are they someone you want to build a business alongside? Then you're going to spend more time on their accounts, engaging, interacting with their posts. I mean, it's almost like you're going on a coffee date or play date, but you're doing it online. You're talking to them about their kids, about their passions, about their posts, right? And then, of course, like I said, making that running list in your notes on your phone with their URL links so that you have quick access to their profiles and you can get to know them. I love this feature. This is something that I do so I can keep up with all the different accounts that I'm following. Now, how do I grow my following? Oh my gosh, I get this question so much. You guys, I grew my following from 3,000 to 10,000 in the course of 8 months. And I took it from 10,000 to 16,000 in the course of 3 months because I got intentional. I got vulnerable and all of these things right here in this slide. Okay, so number one, and some of you aren't going to like this answer because of privacy or weirdos or whatever, but you have to make your Instagram public. That's step number one. Go back to slide one, okay? If your Instagram is not public, you cannot grow a following. No one can see your content except for the 260 people that you've already allowed to see your content. They can't share your stuff. Only they can comment and only you can interact with those people. If you don't want people to see your kids or where you're going on vacation, then don't post about that or restrict it to certain followers, okay? Number two, interact with every single comment, every like, and every direct message. All right. And like I said, if you don't have time to respond, then why are you posting? Only post something intentionally if you have time to interact with comments. If you know people are going to ask questions, have time to sit there and respond. Not only should you respond because it's the nice thing to do and to say thank you or to answer questions, but when you respond to every comment, you're doubling the comments below every photo, right? If you have 12 people that comment and you reply to every single one, now it says you have 24 comments on your post, and that changes the algorithm and boosts your post. For direct messages, it's the same thing as if you got a text message or an email. Reply to them. Maybe they just reacted to your photo or your story. Well, talk to them, start a conversation, and of course, follow people back. Man, if they are spammy or sketchy, obviously you can block or ignore. But if there's another mom that's trying to connect with you, follow them back. If there's another Plexus ambassador and that you're friends with, follow them back. Change up your algorithm every day. Another way to grow your following is to clean up your bio. Like I said a couple minutes ago, when I see your name or the About You section, I don't really care if you eat pizza or not. It's cool if you're a mom and I'm a mom too, but this is not a place for food, hobbies, and family emojis, not even quotes. Save that about me stuff for your stories, for your posts. Your bio should be a place for sharing who you want to help, the problem that you solve, and maybe even resources to help them find the things that you've mentioned. For me personally, I use Linktree. That's if you click on the link in my bio on Instagram, it's going to take you to a Linktree website where I have 8 or 9 websites listed of things that I talk about all the time. Okay, because that's what I'm doing. I'm telling the same story every day with different adjectives and different references and different fun facts. Okay, it depends on the season of life, but that bio, that link in my bio is going to take them to all the different things that I've referenced and I've talked about, whether it's gut health or my favorite sheets on the planet or Amazon or my favorite supplements. All of that is right there in the link in my bio. Websites that I love, blogs or articles that are important to me, they're going to be right there. You can also use something like the website called Bitly to shorten links, like your business link, or maybe you write blogs. This is a great tool to use so that you're not sending this massive link in a DM. Now, I feel like some of you have some homework to do, and that's okay. Cleaning up your Instagram draws attention. Changing up your name, changing your username. If you already have a big following account, I wouldn't necessarily change your name unless you have made your followers aware. Maybe you made a whole post about it or a bunch of stories about it. But usually having your own name or a catchy name that goes with what you're going to talk about is really cool, and that will help grow your following. As well as the hashtags that you're using. Little fun fact, okay? Now, here are those resources I was just talking about for that bio cleanup and growing your following. There's Linktree on the left, Bitly on the right, and then, like I said, I replied to all 8 comments, so now I have 19 comments under this post. And a fun way to spice up your feed if you don't have anything to post is uploading a boomerang. Maybe you add a filter to the boomerang so it matches the color of your feed or whatever, but uploading a video or an IGTV, but it doesn't have to be a photo or a quote or whatever all the time. You can have fun with it. And I totally encourage that because that keeps people around because you are always, plot twist, you change it up on them and people love that. Now, where do I get content ideas or what am I posting? Like, what do I do, Emily? Okay, well, what does your bio say you're going to share below? Okay, like if you go to my Instagram, and I'm going to pull it up right here on my phone. So I'm on my Instagram, I'm looking at my account, and it says, hey, y'all, I'm Emily. Just the word y'all alone is going to tell you I'm probably from the South, right? Underneath that, I wrote, I help people tell their stories all the while writing and co-writing 2 books. So I've given you a little insider glimpse of what I'm up to and what I do for a living. I love helping people tell their stories. Hello, we're doing a training on it right now. I have a little heart emoji that says party of 5 because I talk about my family almost every day on Instagram, and I'm down 57 pounds. That's a part of my journey with health and happiness. And I use the hashtag gut health matters because it's very important to me. And then you're going to find my Linktree link. So that's my bio, right? It's less than 150 characters. It summed up everything going on in this season of life for me. And it's something that I can update as I go. My name on Instagram is not the same thing as my username. Your username is that fun little short thing. Like mine is mama_robertsx3. But my name on my profile says stories plus debt inspo plus mom life, because that categorizes when people are searching for those things. I'm going to pop up because most of the time people don't search by name unless you're a celebrity, right? They search for topics and subjects. And so if they're searching for those things, they're going to find my profile. Okay. So where am I getting content ideas? Well, my dear, whatever you have posted about in your stories, I hope you're talking about it on a regular basis. When was the last time you shared why you love blank? Gut health, working out, your children, this recipe. Maybe you've gone keto or paleo. Like, talk about those things. Maybe you are a homeschooling parent or you have adopted your children. Maybe you're homeschooling. There are things that you can talk about every single day that you get excited about. What do you get excited about? That's what's going to be your content. And have you introduced yourself to the gram? Maybe you gained like 100 followers because you made a funny little Reels video or your child did something funny. Have you introduced yourself? If you introduce yourself, hey, I'm Emily, here are 5 fun facts about me, A, B, C, D, E, and tell me 5 fun things about you in the comments below, right? So that is something that you can do. Or my favorite, recycling old posts. Did an old post from 5 years ago get a lot of attention? Maybe a weight loss thing, or you had a baby, or your marriage story, or whatever. Recycle it. Update the photo in the hashtags and use it again. There's nothing like a good comeback story or reminder of a memory, okay? So that's what I would do. Now, I also like to follow other influencers who have grown their following, and I duplicate what they're doing, but in my own way, with my own words, my own pictures. Like if I'm going to follow other influencers, I'm not trying to copycat them, but they encourage me. They hold me accountable. I'm like, oh, that was a great idea. How can I make that fit my followers, my audience, and what I'm doing in my life and in this season of my life? How can I involve my kids or my husband or my work? But when you follow other people, it just keeps you on your toes and like, what can I do next? And then, of course, talk about what you like. Maybe what you dislike, give advice, tell a story, talk about fashion, food, or whatever it is that you are passionate about that you mentioned in your bio. And do this every week because people expect you to, and they're going to follow you and keep coming back because you keep providing content. Here are my favorite Plexus Diamond accounts to follow. This is my line of work. This is what I do. And these are my friends. These are personal women in my life that I look up to, that I love, and I cherish their advice. I love the way they do things. And I love that they're different from me because they inspire me to be better. They inspire me to do things that get me uncomfortable, right? I grow out of my comfort zone when I watch them. So you have Abby Kappa, Rebecca Folks, Tara and David Castaneda, Ashley Kinsel, and Brooke Hemingway. And these are some really cool accounts that you can follow. And I've been following them for a long time. I've watched them go from a very small amount of followers to huge following because they're consistent. they show up, they tell stories, and they freshen it up. They follow the trends, but in their own unique ways. And I love learning from them. And I think you will love learning from them too. All right, you guys. I hope that you took away some valuable content from this slideshow. I think it was short and sweet and to the point. So if you are someone that's been struggling on what do I share on social media, well, there you have it, folks. You can do the same thing on Facebook. I think Instagram is way more fun and you have more leeway and freedoms. So I can't wait to see what you come up with. Have a great day and be consistent. Bye.